The Nitro Mesh kit was the most popular electric drum kit by Alesis. Now they've launched the Nitro MAX. It's around the same price and offers a couple of new exciting features. But how does it compare to the older kit? Is it worth upgrading to? If you're buying a new kit, which one should you go for? I've had a few weeks with the Nitro MAX now and been able to directly compare it to the Nitro Mesh. So today I'm going to talk about the look of the kit, the build quality, the sound quality, the size and portability, the features, the cost, and whether it's worth buying compared to the Nitro Mesh. Now when you look at these kits, there's no denying that the Nitro MAX is a good looking electric drum kit, and Alesis have added a couple of things to make it very striking. The white heads against the black frame look fantastic. They've also made the drum pads deeper than on the older model, allowing them to add a red shell that adds a very nice finish. The Nitro Mesh has all 8-inch drum pads, while the Nitro MAX has a 10-inch snare and 8-inch tom pads. The Nitro Mesh has a large rim on every pad, while the Nitro MAX only has a rim on the snare pad. They've removed the rims from the toms. It makes the Max look far more inviting to play, as it's less cumbersome, trying to avoid the edges of a drum pad. Both kits have the same 10-inch cymbal pads though. Now, nothing changes in terms of the pedals. They have the same pedal on a spring for the hi-hat and a pedal with a beater on a bass drum tower for the bass drum. They have the same compact aluminium frame, however the Max definitely comes out on top here with its new design features. While both are perfect for sitting in the corner of a bedroom or a practice space, the Max definitely has the edge here. When we move on to build quality, the cymbal pads are well made. The rubber on them offers enough resistance for a good bounce, but doesn't hurt your hands during long practice sessions. The mesh heads on the Alesis kits are all very good quality. They're very responsive and the heads are adjustable using the drum key that comes with the kit, so you can change the head tension for a firmer or softer feel and replicate the feel of an acoustic drum kit. The pads themselves feel very tough and can take a battering, which will be needed if you plan on practicing a lot or are a hard hitter. The bass drum pedal is well made, offering a good response for a single chain pedal. They don't have a solid base plate, and so when they do break, they have a tendency to break where the pedal meets the heel plate, but they're relatively inexpensive to replace and can be replaced with any other single bass drum pedal. It is worth mentioning that Alesis advise you to use the plastic side of a beater on their bass drum tower, including these rubber pads, as the felt has a tendency to damage the pads, and if they determine a felt beater has been used, they won't replace the tower under warranty, unfortunately. Both kits use the same pedal on a spring for the hi-hat control. These are fine and offer decent response, although some of my younger students do struggle to close the pedal fully. However, this does get easier as they get older and bigger. The pedal offers 3 different sounds in terms of how open the hi-hats are. However, due to the sensitivity of the pedal, you'll find yourself hearing either fully closed or fully open. It can be tricky to get it to solidly hold the half open sound. They both have the same frame and both feel quite solid. The Nitro MAX comes ahead again here as the tom pads are a little lighter thanks to removing the large rims. This makes the whole kit feel a lot more solid and less wobbly. Remember with both of these kits to tighten the poles to their connection points, as sometimes they can come loose when playing. The snare drum connection pole is the worst culprit for this, so make sure the pole is fully in and nice and tight. You can use a rubber mallet to gently knock the poles in further if needed. Right, time for a direct comparison between the two kit sounds now. Bear in mind the Nitro MAX features the new Nitro module, so all of the sounds have been redesigned. This is recorded straight into Logic with no effects or compression on it, and this is the first sound setting on both modules. Now, I really like what they've done with the sound on the Nitro MAX here. At least on the first sound, it's a lot warmer and sounds more natural. Alesis have taken on board a lot of the criticism of the sounds of their kits and are attempting to raise the bar. Interestingly, they actually offer fewer pre-programmed kits on the newer Nitro MAX, 32 versus 40 on the Nitro Mesh, but more overall sounds, 400 on the Max versus 385 on the Nitro Mesh. I've done 2 videos that go through all of the sounds on both of these kits that I'll link in the description. However, the impression that I got from the Nitro Max whilst I was recording the videos was that there was less variety than on the Nitro Mesh. The kit sounds were a lot more similar to each other, while the Nitro Mesh offered wildly different sounds. However, that being said, I do believe that more in this case wasn't better. And while there were more diverse sounds, there were a lot that you wouldn't ever use, while I feel like the Nitro Max offers realistic enough sounds to encourage you to play with the different settings depending on the song you're playing, while on the Nitro Mesh you would tend to stick with 1 or 2 of the sounds. As always with both of these Alesis kits, they come with MIDI connectors, allowing you to plug into a computer to use something like Superior Drummer to trigger different sounds to allow for recording, rehearsing with a band, or just practicing with better sounds for your own enjoyment. The Nitro Mesh I wouldn't have recommended using for live performance. However, I think the Nitro Max just tips over to the point where you may be able to consider using it in a live setting depending on the situation. Okay, so both of these kits will arrive disassembled in boxes if you're buying new, and will take upwards of about 45 minutes for setup time, depending on how experienced you are with setting up electric drum kits. If you bought either of these and need assistance putting them together, I have linked the setup videos in the description below. If you haven't already, please subscribe to catch videos like this and others for buying advice, setup guides and other tips and tricks. Both kits are only 70 centimeters wide and 60 centimeters deep, so very easy to fit in a small space. They can also be flat packed when not being used for storage in a cupboard or just to get it out of the way. The ability to pick it all up in one is very handy as well. Its small size means it's easy to get through doors and move from room to room. It's a little bit too big for a child to move, however an older teenager or an adult will have no problem carrying the kits where they need to be, and they'll also easily fit fully assembled into a small hatchback car with the rear seats down. Both kits are designed for beginner drummers of all ages. I'm 6'2" and I find it very easy to get it into a comfortable playing position. However, I do need to put the supporting poles very near to their highest setting and raise the pads up in the holders. If you're much taller than me, you're probably going to struggle to get it to the right height. The great thing about these kits, if they're for a child, is that they can be set up as low as you need and can grow up alongside the child, offering a very future-proof option if you're buying it for your kids. Both kits come neck and neck in this category as they're so similar in size and weight. In terms of features, the new Nitro Max kit has got rid of the large rims that were on the single zone tom pads on the Nitro Mesh, which I'm a huge fan of the fact they did that. The rims always used to get in the way as the pedals are too small to justify having them really, and students always struggle to hit the pads without catching the rims too when going around the kit. The large dual zone snare drum pad on the Max has made it much easier to navigate around the rim, meaning you can play it only when you need it. It means the whole playing experience is more comfortable and you can focus on playing and learning without fighting the equipment. Both kits have dual zone crash cymbal pads, meaning that you can choke the crash sound like you would on an acoustic drum kit, useful if you're learning grades or learning certain songs that require it. As mentioned before, the Nitro Max has 32 pre-programmed drum kit sounds. The Nitro Mesh has 40. They've both got 60 play-along tracks and the ability to create your own drum sounds using the library. Similarities continue from here with the ability to adjust EQ and pad sensitivity and velocity in order to mitigate mistriggering. The Nitro Max has got rid of the MIDI in and out inputs and instead only offer a USB connection, while the Nitro Mesh has both. Both kits have headphones output and 1/4" jack outputs for feeding into an interface or amplifier, and both have inputs for new pads, allowing you to upgrade the kits, and aux in ports, allowing you to use an aux cable to plug in a device to play along with music. The real big difference between the modules though is that the new Max has Bluetooth, which is a game changer for convenience as most people use phones, tablets or laptops to play along with music, and it means you don't need to purchase an additional accessory in order to do so. The Nitro Max also comes with a convenient holder that fits a phone or tablet on the module. Again, making things more convenient as you no longer have to worry about balancing a device on a music stand or having it sit on the floor next to you. We've had Bluetooth capability on electric drum kits for a while, however it's great to finally see it come to a kit at such a low price point. Really, the Max smashes it out of the park here. Now, I get a lot of messages asking about the upgradability of these kits and using double pedals with them. Unfortunately, the bass drum tower on both of these kits are not easy to comfortably fit a lot of models of double bass drum pedals on them. The ones that do fit only just fit and don't provide a comfortable experience. They can be quite unstable while playing. The advantage of the modules though is that you can buy another bass drum tower from somewhere like eBay and plug into one of the extension inputs in the module and give yourself another pedal to play, meaning the longevity of these kits and future-proofing is pretty good. So when we move on to cost, things are very interesting at the moment. When the Nitro Max first came out about a month ago, it was priced about £100 more here in the UK. However, at the time of this video, on Amazon, both kits are exactly the same price. £395 for just the kit and no accessories, or £446 for a stall and headphones as well. It looks as though the price of the Nitro Mesh has been increased to match the Max. Very strange, however this now means that the choice is pretty clear-cut. So in summary, both kits are designed for beginners to the instrument or drummers first getting into the world of electric drums. They offer realistic drumming experiences with mesh heads, a few important features, and affordability. If you're buying new, it's pretty obvious. Go for the Nitro Max. It's better to play, has better sounds, and has more features that will cover you for years to come. If you've already got a Nitro Mesh, then I wouldn't recommend upgrading. You've already got a fantastic electric drum kit, and you're better off saving your money for a real upgrade like the Command Mesh or one of the Roland kits. If you're buying second hand, the Nitro Mesh has been out for a lot longer, so you're far more likely to get a great deal on one. They're still great electric kits and still very much worth buying. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, as it really helps us out. If you have any thoughts or questions, please put them in the comments section below. Thanks again, I'll see you next time.